Christopher Perkins, drive faster. What's up with the part? The part in my hair? It's looking crazy. I need another haircut. It's ridiculous. I cut all my hair and now I gotta keep going to the barber. And I did have my hat on, so I might have hat hair. Yeah, it's actually pretty good for a Thursday. The traffic usually starts in New York City around, I don't know, around 4:05. Starts to get crazy around 4:30, and then by 5, from 5 to 6:45, it's just like a bomb. I mean, just like you can't go anywhere, just crazy. And then it dissipates around 6:30, 6:45, 7 o'clock, 7:15. You can move around. But this is really great. As of late, this last few weeks, Midtown has become a whole nother world where I just don't think people are going back to these offices. There's just tons and tons of buildings that are empty. These garages are empty. People are just either not here, left. And when I say not here, that's all about the whole New York is a bit of a stage, and COVID has kind of revealed it a little more, where you can see how empty the city really is. Because a lot of times they shut down blocks, they extend lights or make the lights change faster. Only 2 cars can get by instead of 10 cars. And before you know it, you got these huge jams. But lately, it's just getting harder and harder to jam the city up because there are just less and less and fewer cars. All right. What's going on? I'm being pushed around over here. Come on. I don't want to be on this right side because it's bus only, and I don't want to smoke. But at 5 o'clock, I'm passing 57th Street, and I'm not having a problem. It is not normal. It should take 5 minutes a block. Now I'm doing 5 blocks in 5 minutes. So what's really going on? Have the reptiles taken too many of us? Not that I believe in reptiles. Well, I do believe in reptiles. I don't believe there are reptiles amongst us controlling, you know, Gavin Newsom and Nancy Pelosi. I don't believe they're reptiles. There's something, all right, but I don't know if I don't know if it's reptiles. See, now I can move over as long as I make this right turn. I can do that. Yeah, this is supposed to be harder and harder to do, but that's not true. I've moved from the Bronx to the DMV. Won't go back. Jeffrey says New York is so overrated. Who's rating it? But I know what you mean. It's a rich. It's a what? It's a rich people's town officially. It's a rich people's town officially. Well, then who's gonna clean it? Who's gonna service these rich people? They want to all be serviced. They're not going to just, uh, the city is not automated enough for that. So even if there are rich people, it's like Beverly Hills. You go to Beverly Hills, there is a ghetto in Beverly Hills. There are trailers in Beverly Hills, and somebody got to clean those houses. And where they gonna go? 3 hours to get to work? 2 hours travel time? Who's gonna cook their foods? So there's got to be more than just the rich. The rich are gonna want their drugs, right? Who's gonna bring them their drugs? The rich want their food. Who's gonna cook their food? They don't want to cook. They don't want to go down to the supermarket and pick up. Somebody's got to do that. Somebody's got to deliver the laundry. Somebody's got to clean the laundry. So, what I like about New York City is that this is a huge machine that requires massive amounts of maintenance. Tons of maintenance is involved in this town. You got to clothe. All these people are wearing clothes. And they're all wearing shoes. And they all are looking for something. You go to other towns, other cities, other places, and no one is looking for anything. They just figure, I'll get it done tomorrow. Matter of fact, I'll do it sometime next week. See, New York City's not like that. New York City wants it done when the thought upon thought they want things done. I thought it, so it shall be. And when you have that mentality, yes, it helps to be rich. It helps to be wealthy. It helps to have some sort of power. But with that power, and you want to be whimsical, and you want to come up with something cool, you're going to have to be able to have the people that are ready to work and do the work properly. That's what I love about this town. It requires massive maintenance. But it seems like you have to fight for the scraps. No, that's a state of mind. If you're fighting for scraps, that's because you were raised by someone or somebody told you that that's the way your life should be. You're gonna, you know how you hang around people when you say hi to people like a neighbor or something, and they always give you that same greeting. You're like, hey, how you doing? Ah, God, if I tell you my problems, you won't want to hear it. Like those people, that mentality. Struggling. I used to have a friend. He used to say, I just got my head down and I'm just gonna keep on swinging. All these little mantras people have. So it's a state of mind. The scraps. They say Troy Ave, the rapper, said one man's residue is another man's come up. So you can have a van in this town and drive around and sell antiques because of all the stuff that is amazing that gets thrown out in New York City. You can have a drift shop or whatever have you. There's so many nuances to this town. This is Zoe, Love's wife Nina. Damn, somebody got Zoe in check. You got to put your wife's name in your YouTube title. What's going on, Big Elvis the Chef? Another drive through the big city of NYC. I love it, coming from East Oakland, California. What's up, Zoe? I see you love Nina. I respect Nina's pimp hand. You don't put down Nina loves me. You say, I love Nina. Of course you love Nina. That goes without saying. We're going over the 59th Street Bridge, also known as the Ed Koch Bridge. Hey, Ed Koch. Hey, girl. there's another road that goes east to west. Like we're right now eastbound, going from Manhattan. The side over to the left is westbound. I mean, yeah, westbound. Going from Queens to Manhattan. And above me, there's another lane. Or 4 lanes above me. And it's always under construction. It's like a never-ending infrastructure going on with this bridge. So it's just never ending. Too many vibrations, I guess. Too many big trucks. Zoe Love's wife Nina. You sound like somebody who wants to use the value for value system. That value for value system is so amazing. It's like if you're getting value out of this kind of content, or anyone who's doing what I'm doing on these kind of platforms, there's a way of showing thank you. And that's through the $ Elvis Rosenberg. And you're gonna be glad that you're getting something out of this content. That's Zoe Love's wife Nina. $ Elvis Rosenberg. You are so appreciated. I'm glad I'm able to bring this value to you. Do you see the rocks? Do you see the rocks to the left? They're like protruding out of the ground. Big rocks. And what's so interesting about these rocks are, look at this. This is the old sidewalk. This is the old sidewalk that used to be here. And when they did the construction, they tore up the streets here. And when they did the construction, they actually piled all these pieces of old sidewalk onto a huge pile that was about, let's say, 7 feet by 100 feet. And even to the right of me, they had them. It looks like they took the. Oh, there they go. They're right there to the right of me and to the left. And this is just old sidewalk that used to be here. That instead of taking it away and breaking it up, they stored it for like months and months and months and months. Just this huge wall of these broken up sidewalk pieces. And then they added it to the decor. Maybe they're adding this to the decor because they want to deter bikes, because I mean, to take a design faux pas, to say the least. I'm like, they're gonna get rid of this in the first 6 months. But no, they've maintained that. And then if ever there's a truck that goes by, and like a garbage truck, and like one of the bags of the garbage truck falls off the garbage truck and it's like full of paper, then all of those things get full of paper all in between it, little white papers, and it looks crazy. It looks like something out of a post-apocalyptic movie. All right. I'm trying to get around. Sorry. Somebody's a little upset with me behind me. I think I'm going to take Queens Boulevard instead of jumping on the Long Island Expressway to give you guys, or give you all, I hate to say guys, to give you all a little bit more of Queens Boulevard. And this is the beginning of Queens Boulevard. This goes all the way down to Long Island, Nassau County. Family that lives in Manhattan. I've been there. Okay, Big Elvis, you are on. Big Elvis, are you on that Manhattan Bridge? No, that was the 59th Street Bridge, also known as the Ed Koch Bridge. And whenever you say Ed Koch Bridge and you think of the mayor that he was and his lifestyle, you then say to yourself, "Hey, Ed Koch, hey girl, how you doing, honey?" But, you know, he's no longer with us. Him gone. He's in that upper room. Somebody got some 90s music bumping. Somebody got the soundtrack to one of Spike Lee's early movies. If you hear my breathing and it sounds a little strange, don't worry about that. I'm okay. I'm just morbidly obese, so I breathe a little crazy nowadays. I'm working on it. To know me is to love me. And for 5 o'clock in the evening, this is pretty fast. It's like space in between cars. It's like bizarre. Where did all the people go? Look, gas is going down. That says 425 to the right. I even saw 419 earlier today. That's Jersey prices, $4.19. Jersey now has gas for $3.99. I got gas 2 days ago for $3.99. Less than 10 minutes. That Saturn to the right of me, his wheels are squealing. You sound the way I sounded 2 months ago. You need to get eBay Motors in your size, sir. Get you some parts. T. Riddler trolling me. Was Ed Koch your favorite mayor? I was a child. I was a kid. I didn't know anything about the mayor and what it represented. When I was a teenager, is when David Dinkins came along, and then after David Dinkins was Giuliani, and then after Giuliani was what's this guy Bloomberg, and then after Bloomberg, De Blasio, and now we got Mayor Adams. I think he's really he's got this look in his eye, man. He really wants to go down in history as done something. I can feel it. I can feel it. Yeah, so I know nothing about Ed Koch. He's not the only one, though. So is Giuliani. Hey, Giuliani. Hey, girl. Well, he's not really 100% there, but he loves to cross-dress. I have a journalist professor friend of mine, and he just moved to Nevada. He left because they wouldn't give him tenure at Columbia. He was at Columbia for forever, and he did so much to get tenure. He even moved to Jerusalem for 8 weeks so that he could he's a black man too, so he can do some studying over there and outreach programs. It was crazy, all the work he did to get tenure. He didn't get it, so he left to go to Nevada. Nevada offered him tenure, so he bounced. He's like, you know what, I'm out of here. So he just left like a year ago. Him and I have the same birthday. I'm not gonna say his name or anything like that, but he was he's a professor friend of mine, and he was saying how Giuliani and him had beef for a little while because Giuliani will have a list of all the reporters that were not allowed to certain places that he was at. So if you were on this list, that means you were gonna expose him, because a lot of dinner parties that he would go to, he would go in full drag. That was Giuliani's thing. It just wasn't the SNL where he was on the Saturday Night Live in drag, and he would do all these ball gowns for the Saturday Night Live skit. But what people didn't know is that Giuliani loved to cross-dress and would go out publicly cross-dressing. And if you was a reporter that tried to out him for doing this, mind you, he's in public. These are events these are dinners that people go to, events that people go to, that Giuliani would show up in full drag to eat dinner, to be with, his friends and judges and, all this kind of stuff. He knew everybody. He was, Giuliani was one of the most powerful men. Giuliani was one of the most powerful men when he was the district attorney here in New York. He was super powerful, and he put away so many people. He was highly respected and very, very feared. So my Columbia journalist professor friend of mine, he said that finally one day he got into this dinner and Giuliani showed up in full drag and made it a point to go to his table asked the person that he was sitting next to excuse him, and he told him to his face, he says, I want to let you know that I didn't plan to be here tonight. But I want you to know that if I knew you were going to be here tonight, I would have stopped them from letting you in. So you keep my business out of your mouth. And yo, Giuliani was gangster to this black Columbia professor, journalist friend of mine. Straight up, like, told him, like, yo, you keep my name out your mouth. Straight, like, that was the what's it called, the quote. So he said he never wrote about him again in any kind of way, or even talked about him in any scandalous way. He left it alone. He became Switzerland when it came to Giuliani, and he was able to go to other places that he was at. How crazy is that? Hey, Giuliani. Hey, girl. Yo, $7 in the Bay? Yo, that's crazy. Dominion of Ryans, what's up? Butterflies, cross-dresser. Wow, yeah, man. How interesting is that? I bet Giuliani is why he didn't tenure. Ooh. Ooh. Damn, because he said he was on a list of several people. Wow. He said, Giuliani said, keep my name out your mouth. And was in full fucking drag. Lipstick, everything. Dress, shoes, nylons, accessories, brooch. And like he did it, and he said the dude was looking like a straight up like politician. Wasn't like a glamour. He wasn't looking glamorous or anything. He looked like an old cross-dressing, like Republican kind of a look, you know, like lawyer-esque. I don't know. It wasn't like, you know, it was a dress. It wasn't pants and a blazer, but it was, you know, it was like it was very conservative, to say the least. All right, look at that. You know what? One time there was an earthquake in New York, and I was driving down this block here. I was maybe about 10 blocks up ahead of me, and they have these office buildings, and I see all these people running out the office buildings. I'm like, what the hell happened over there? And then LJ calls me, and she's like, baby, did you feel the earthquake? And I was like, no, what earthquake? She said, there's an earthquake right now. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't feel it. But, you know, because I'm in the car, so they're saying that the motion of the car, the rubber and all that stuff, I didn't feel it, but everyone else did in these buildings, and they were running out. I mean, it was like a few hundred people within seconds just all over the streets. I was like, what happened here? I was in my little bubble, like, just like... like Madeleine Albright, facts, exactly. You know, there was a time where you could do that, where Giuliani could go out to dinner, get out of his car, and go into, you know, and everybody knew that, that's just Giuliani, no big deal. But now, everybody got cell phones. You know what? Let me not blame the cell phone. Well, maybe the cell phone is the catalyst. The cell phone is the wick that lights that, you know, you just still have to spark it. You still have to light the flame. You know, wick is just a wick. But you light that wick, and it starts to spark, and now it's traveling towards something to be ignited. Let's say clout is what will be exploded. And People are attracted to that clout, that explosion of clout. It's so alluring that I don't think the Giuliani of today couldn't get away with that. Because you know the crazy part is he probably was only smashing chicks. He just wanted that, whatever that feel is in the dress. You know, some psychological aspects where, you know, these people, when I was a kid, I used to see, like, you know, Phil Donahue. He would have shows and these men would be with wives talking about they're heterosexual, but they wear dresses. I'm like, get out of here. You know, couldn't even think outside that as being black or white. Either you know, you put on a dress, you're homosexual. That's the way I would have thought. Or that's the way I thought most of my life. But, you know, according to this dude, you know, Giuliani was type gangster and hetero with the dress on. You know, so bizarre. Like if somebody told me, yo man, put this dress on, you're gonna love it, it's gonna feel good, it's gonna open up your mind to a whole nother reality, and you don't even gotta, it's not gay or anything, you just try it on, come on, it's not gay, you know, you're still gonna be hetero, you're still gonna mess with women. I wouldn't try the dress on. I would just pass on that experience. It's like, you know, it's like heroin. They like, oh, come on, try it, man. Make it more creative. It'll keep you, you know, all night. You can stay erect the whole entire night. Come on, go for it. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna try it. I think I'm gonna pass. I'm never gonna know what heroin feels like, and I'm never gonna know how amazing cross-dressing would be. I'll never find that out. I'll go through my life and into the grave not experiencing that. I don't think a dress is the DMT of this reality we're in. Ooh, that was kind of fly. Somebody write that down. Butter files like Madeleine Albright. Yeah, I read that already. I remember that earthquake was in August of 2011. Wow, thank you for that. I gotta make you a mod if I ever. T Rilla, you know you up there in the list. If I ever, you know, go far with this, you get a wrench. No, not wearing a dress neither. Yeah, I just certain things I ain't never gonna know. Like Giuliani couldn't convince me of that shit. Like, come on, you gotta try. It's the tights. Wait, don't forget the tights. You gotta, you know, that you gotta put the tights on. Nah, man, I'm never gonna know. I'm still gonna wear long johns. I don't need tights. I don't care if they feel warmer. I'm okay. Give me the long johns. Wow. That's the end of that. Him gone. Him burnt away. Well, it's been 40 minutes. I don't know. I think it's time to say goodbye. Don't forget the Cash App, y'all. A few of you guys have been dropping off some value for the value. Christopher Perkins, what do you think about the guy trying to fight Mike Tyson and pulling a gun out? Yo, I heard about this morning, and I didn't see any clips. I don't know. I heard TMZ has a clip of this. I didn't see any of the clips. I just heard Wifey was listening to something, and I heard something about that, like, and she kept going, that's crazy, that's crazy, that's crazy. And I was just like, all right, let me hear. And somebody was explaining, I don't know if it was Queen Amadou Shakur or No fame. I can't remember who was talking, but it was like 7 in the morning. Somebody was discussing this on one of their lives. And let me think. Man, it was 8 in the morning. I got up today at 8 a.m. So, or 7:4. I got up today at 7:45. That's not true. I didn't get up at 8 a.m. 7:45. Mike Tyson hugs the guy, right? Doesn't Mike Tyson, the guy pulls out a gun on security, telling security, back up. I'm talking to Mike. Y'all chill. And then Mike hugs the dude. I mean, I want some DMT in my life. I mean, Mike Tyson let the ego go. He really let... Did anybody ever see Mike Tyson do the darts? Blindfolded, doing the darts in a place he's never done darts before? This is not a place that Mike Tyson is there standing throwing darts. This is like a random opportunity Mike Tyson was given to blindfold himself and throw the darts, and the guy does 2 bullseyes. He had three darts, 2 bullseyes, and one of them was like a little off to the wherever, right off of the bullseye, damn near on the bullseye. So, Mike Tyson, he's changed. It's the DMT. It's the DMT. Once you take that DMT, you realize that all the stuff you fighting for, everything that you thought was important, all that you thought mattered in life, you realize it means nothing. And the biggest fight that we have is within ourselves, about ourselves. How we look, how we feel, how we act, the way we see ourselves in the mirror, the way we think others perceive us is like the worst. Every time I look around, I say, everybody wants to be my friend. Everybody wants to be my friend. I see somebody looking at me, and they looking at me strange. Ooh, that's not true. That's not true. Let me just say this. I tend to be able to see others looking at me and say to myself, these people all want to be my friend. Whereas when I was younger, I used to think like maybe they were talking about me. And then I had to come to the realization that it's a person's thoughts or their private thoughts. How dare me try to act like I know what they're thinking about me? I can only think about myself and understand what I think about myself. What do I think about myself? Well, I think I'm a great guy. I think I'm a nice person. I think I'm caring. I think I'll help a person quicker than I would ever hurt a person. I would, stand up courageously in a situation that I wasn't prepared for. And I will bow out graciously in a situation that I'm not prepared for. So that person is like kind of a cool person, I can hold a conversation. I can converse with a person and about many different things. And I'm always eager to learn. So me knowing all this about myself, if I see a group of people looking at me or laughing, like when I was driving my smart car, everywhere I went, people were hysterical, laughing, pointing. But I was just able to tell myself, they just think I'm so cool, man. They wish they were in a situation that I'm in, and they're watching me drive by and they're going, that guy's pretty cool. That guy's nice. That guy's amazing. But recently that didn't happen. Recently, we're downstairs at breakfast, okay? Because where we've been living at, they serve breakfast in the morning, and there's this guy sitting there with his girlfriend, and what looked like his girlfriend, her sister, and maybe her cousin. So he was surrounded by 3 women. And he might have just had an attitude about his life, and I tried to ignore it, but he just literally was staring through me, LJ, and my children, like literally just staring through us. It was like, and he had this look of just just, I don't know. He was just so irritated and aggravated, but not by the people around him because they seemed to be laughing and jovial and happy. And whenever I looked over at him, you know, you smile at a person when they're looking in your direction. And I even showed teeth. And I even nodded with the knowing nod. I gave him the, hey, how you doing? Stranger, what's going on? How are you? Good morning. And I hit him with the teeth. The dude kept the straightest face and act like I was just, no, I wasn't even there. And he was just, so now my kids are like, look at the way that guy's looking at us, Dad. I was like, you know, he just wish he could be hanging out with us at this table. And they're both like, I don't know what it is. So then I go, you know, you're right. The guy looking through us is making us very uncomfortable. And in another life, I might have said, yo, what, you know, I can't, if you're in the place that we're in is, I don't know, it's considered a very nice place. So when you're in a very nice place, you can't tell the person at the table, yo, dude, you okay? What you looking at us like that for? You can't do that anymore. But I'm at the table and I go, yo, that guy is looking at us really strangely. What's wrong with that guy? And I said it loud enough where the person could kind of hear it, so it was in an indirect direct. I was indirectly, you know, it was an indirect direct. And it kind of worked because he kind of snapped out of it. It was like he became more engaging with the women that were there. But he still glared a few times. But, you know, we paid it no mind. We had our, you know, our quiche and our granola and our mix. You know, they make, you know, they do a lot of avocado toast and all this kind of silly stuff, you know. But it's really good. It's good. And it's done by, you know, a decent chef. You know, I don't tell the guy I'm a chef. I don't want to make any new friends at the moment. And, you know, they're happy. They're always very, you know, very nice, and they greet you and all that kind of stuff. But it's just temporary. It's just, you know, just I wanted to move out of where we were, and it's cool. So it doesn't always work. I'm a work in progress, but I can usually go and just say to myself, everything is cool. I don't have to worry about, like, all these people just want to be my friend. This guy was trying to make it crystal clear. I don't want to be your friend. I don't like you or your family. That's what it, you know, that's what he was pushing. I felt like I went on a long rant there. I would not even do the net thing. What do you think about the guy trying to fight my, I read that. I would not even do the kilt thing. Oh, the kilt, right? How's the fast going? Oh man, I just started it again like a week ago. It's going good. I've been doing really, really good. If it wouldn't have been old Mike when he was 18, he would have killed that guy. I don't know. That guy had a gun. He might have killed Mike Tyson. We'll never know that hypothetical. Yes, Queens Boulevard, the Most High. Naked Matrix. I love that damn name. That's so funny. And now this is Woodhaven Boulevard. It's mostly the immigrants that stare, especially Latin immigrants. No manners, in my opinion. I wonder if they are ever taught it's impolite to stare. Maybe it's an American thing. I'm in Miami Beach, mostly South Americans, and all they do is stare at me 24/7. I don't even say hi. When I say What's up? I don't even say hi when I say what's up. Yeah, I don't know what this guy was. Honestly, I don't know what this guy was. I mean, normally everyone there in the mornings are all just pilots. It's just tons of pilots there. So this guy wasn't a pilot, and I don't know what's going on. The other day we were down there, and there was a guy 6 foot like 7, 6 foot 8, like 300 pounds, wearing like a jersey, a big ring on his finger, a big jersey. I couldn't tell what his name was. He had these. He was in his 50s, so he had like these dreads. It's just a massive, huge man there. I was like, whoa. And it was kind of cool to watch because I'm sitting at the table and LJ is up and she's like toasting bread, and the guy who looks very like ex NFL, he's like his woman is also doing what my woman is doing. And mind you, this man, he looks ADOS. He looks like American descendant of slavery. And my wife is 100% ADOS. You can see it in her hair, her big, beautiful afro, and her features that she's ADOS, despite her being fair skinned. And the woman that the NFL guy has is uh, uh, some Caucasian woman, and she's like, so my wife is like, getting everything together for everybody, because you're putting your order, and you just, the guy, he goes according to everyone that orders, one at a time, kind of a thing. And this is not a place where you go to and you say, oh, give it to me this way, give it to me that way. No, they have a signature dish every morning. You can either choose the signature dish or not. There's toast, there's bread, there's croissants. You're not going to hand them a croissant and say, put my egg, do it with this, that. No, they don't do that. So, I mean, for us, they would, of course, like my kids, they don't play that. They're like, can I have this on a croissant and leave out that and add this? And they're like, all right, we know how you like it, Madison. We got you. So they're making my kids' eggs hard. None of that poached eggs and stuff, none of that fancy stuff. And they're like, using the Nutella. That my kids are like, I want Nutella toast. Can I have Nutella? So they slipping them Nutella on the low because they're not supposed to. Nutella's only used for a certain dish. It's not supposed to be used as like a condiment. But my kids want Nutella toast, so they make it. It's so funny to see how. How when you're in junior high school, you find out your position in life, and then in high school it becomes a little more solidified, and you can try to change that in college. But when you get to the club and you're standing online at the club, you kind of figure out where your place in the world is. And I think my children will not be standing on the line, and there's nothing wrong with standing on line, and I'm going to teach them that it's okay, they can stand on the line at the club. But I just think that if my kids are standing on the line at the club, they're going to get, somebody's going to look over and say, hey, you and you, come up, and they're going to get pushed right inside. I think that's going to be more like the reality. But it's cool. We've been there, I don't know, I want to say 2 months. I'm ready for change again. I don't know if you wonderful people have noticed, but I did get new wipers for the windows, new wipers. And thanks to your donations, that was able to get done. And you all are appreciated. Let me go a little closer. Excuse me. This is a huge cemetery. Oh, Days of Noah's on. How do I do that? I think I would have to be watching. All right, look at this. Look at this cemetery. Look how big this thing is. It's like 10 blocks that way, another like 8 blocks, and another 10. This is huge. I do love cemeteries though. It keeps you grounded. Make it happen. Don't think it can't happen. They got the cemeteries to prove it. Days of Noah. I should play Days of Noah. I mean, his introductions take like 40 minutes. Let's keep it real. I wonder if I was. Ha ha ha. His intros do take a while. Yeah. Days of Noah. He's longer than Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels is minimum 20 minutes. Days of Noah is more than that. Do you think he will? Do you think we will go to war with Russia soon? In the next 6 months or sooner? I think anything is possible when it comes to war. We need this system that we're in requires massive amounts of fear and pain. We had the corona right when they were ready to just shut all these things down. They gave us the next thing to worry about in fear. And if we go to war with Russia, which we wouldn't be going to war with Russia, what we would be doing is we would be helping Ukraine, and Russia will then be kicking our asses in Ukraine. And what will happen is massive casualties. There are going to be tons of casualties. I do see our military helping Ukraine, and in the process we will then lose American soldiers, because we have to understand that we're agreeing to every day. This reality that we're agreeing to every day requires massive amounts of fear, massive amounts of suffering. It feeds off of it to some degree. It doesn't try to provide joy, because joy is not enough of a quencher for the system, this reality generating machine that we're possibly in. This machine that we're living in possibly just, it's like I always talk about how Seymour from the Little Shop of Horrors was constantly feeding this plant, and the plant was singing to him, "Feed me more, Seymour, feed me more." And Seymour kept murdering people. He was absolutely positively didn't say, "Let me go to the farm and get a pig. Let me go to the farm and get a cow." This guy was absolutely committing murder to satisfy an unbelievable thirst that this plant from another planet had for that thirst, trying to quench it. So we have to quench the thirst of this reality with massive fear, massive heartache. And if that doesn't Ferraris, we're not going to be able to live. We're not going to be able to drive our cars and show off our watches. Look at me, I got the new Apple Watch. Look at me, I got the new Rolex. Look at me, I got the new Timex. Look at me, I got the new Swatch. The whatever it is, whatever timeline it is, there's people that need to show off the different levels of what they've obtained. So everyone is in debt. They're maxing out all their credit cards. We take our children to Sky Zone. That's where they see all these women that come like 3-4 kids, and they're not even their kids. They're like their neighbors' kids, and they're pulling out 7-8 credit cards to pay for everybody. And they always tell the kids, no, you go ahead, you go up ahead. And I got this. And they're like struggling. They're like, "Ma'am, this is decline. Ma'am, this is decline. And they're like, "Okay, no worries, try this one. Okay, try this one. All right, try that. Okay, put $30 on this, and then take $30 for this one." So we all now everyone is trying to live up with the people across the street. They're trying to have the biggest TV and the nicest this and the nicest that, and they're all doing it through credit. I don't do anything through credit. I need to start. I keep saying I'm going to. Just get gas with it, and then every month just pay it on time, every time. You know, just the whole bill. Now that I'm learning more about how it truly works, how the system works, you know, you get the credit card, you pay for everything with the everything, and then when the bill comes, you knock that bill down one shot. Do that for 2-3 years. Spend $3,000 a month on that credit card. $2,000 a month, $1,800 a month, $900 a month, whatever it is that you're buying, gas, lunch, and then you just drop it all on that one card. You keep paying it down. You know. So I'm ready to do that. Doppelganger in front and back. Look at that. It's a 2011 Hyundai Fest. But I'm the only one with the Brembo brakes and the Fox suspension. I'm capping. We are already just. So you think that we go to war with? Christopher Perkins says we are already helping Ukraine with money, and Biden just said that we are going to take 100,000 for that. What? Damn. And Naked Matrix says, how much is gas in New York City now? Right now it's between $4.19 and $4.39. Some places $4.59, but it's dropped down to $4.19 today. I've seen a few spots $4.19 in New York City. But this is the part where I say goodbye, y'all. You are appreciated. That's a fact. How are we? Are we good? Happy that you're here. I got my crazy part going. I think someone mentioned earlier. And we talked about a lot. Mike Tyson. I would like to get my hands on some DMT. I heard they even have them vaporizing DMTs. If I had vaporizing DMTs, I just would become a shaman. And I would throw parties. I would throw DMT parties. And I would stay there with the people. And I would coach them through the whole process. I wouldn't just give them a DMT vape. Have them go through those DMT experiences alone. I would just do the whole shaman thing. I wear white and everything, you know. I'll be walking like I was floating. And I would have lights that were low and incense burning, comfortable chairs and couches. And I would charge $300 a session. And they wouldn't even be able to keep the vape. $300 therapy sessions with the DMT vape. Maybe I'll charge $5, because you know you charge too low, you're gonna get no respect. And then you want the guy who's gonna give it a black eye, that's just gonna like sell you the DMT vape. You know, that's not good. Okay. Love you. You are appreciated. Boom.